So when you're on a $200 million movie, $200 million movie, sometimes you have time to set up in between takes. Like we dropped a car. Now we have to de-rig it, clean it up, put another car on the rig to drop it. So that's an all-day process. But when you have no budget and a 2-week shooting schedule, 1-week shooting schedule, you always have to move. You always have to be, after each shot is done, move the camera. So I like that Stewart was talking about how when the shot is done, let's move the camera. Let's go. Like, let's move. And then what he said was really funny because Chris Kelly and I talk about this a lot on our podcast because he and I worked on sets. And he goes, if you have a break, people go and get coffee. And I just thought that was really funny because Stewart's like, no coffee. Like, he moves so fast that people don't have time to go get coffee. And I kind of laughed about that because I've seen that on many film sets where people are bored so they just drink coffee because they're not doing anything else. And he doesn't want that on his set. So I love that.
Were you one of those people who would drink coffee?
Oh, yeah. Well, when you're moving, no, because when you're on a busy day, there's nothing like it, man. When you are on a shoot and you are just knocking stuff out, it's unbelievable. It's even hard to remember to drink water because you're just moving. The 12, 14 hours fly by. But when you're doing a 12-hour shoot where all you're doing is dropping 3 cars, you're drinking coffee and standing around in a circle with
holding a clipboard.
Yeah, holding the clipboard, looking at the call sheet and pointing at things occasionally to make it seem like you're working. So you can't do big groups because the producers will get pissed. But if you are standing next to one person and you're kind of near, like, so you find the person who's working closest to you. So during these days, you have a lockup and you find the next closest lockup. So when they say, yeah, like rolling, you guys can split up and lock it up. So you find the person closest to you, you get a cup of coffee and just talk for hours a day. And so Chris Kelly and I would make sure that we were like the close to each other on these days. So we would just BS about movies. But yeah, we drank a lot of coffee.
Should we explain a little bit more about how this movie got made? And like, cause I felt like the director gave a lot of generalities. Like he said, someone approached him that they had $1 million and that he thinks this was probably a tax scam.
I mean, it most certainly is. Good write-off. Okay. Like, make a picture.
Yeah.
It definitely is. I would say so. And, maybe he already had international rights to the movie. So then he just sold it off. So, yeah, I mean, this is a way to make money, for sure.
Yeah. And then I guess specifically we are watching the Gore cut. But this, when it came out in 1994, it went directly to video. And it was PG-13. And what we watched is the R-rated version. And that the producer, I guess he's the producer, or as you would say, the financier, got a hold of the Gore cut and then chopped it together into this family-friendly, quote-unquote, PG-13 movie. And I can't imagine watching this movie thinking it was family-friendly.
I think it would be almost insane. More weird. Like,
it has to be.
There's so many F-bombs. There's so many, like, there's straight up sexy. Am I good? Am I good? There's so many, that's so funny. There's so many random sex scenes, like weird, there's guts, blood, like what? All right, so you could show the guy getting stepped on once, right? The big muscle man with the sweater.
Yeah.
I guess some of the deaths, did they just cut out all the deaths? Like, did the science, like, before they killed the guy the computer guy, did he just turn around and have him yelling, then they cut it?
Yeah, Malachi from Children of the Corn.
Man, I did not like. The more I watch that movie, the more the more I can't stand that guy. I get so tired of him. He's probably my least favorite character in the movie. It's because I don't know, his overacting I don't know. I like the overacting of Gunther and Helga, but his just got on my nerves.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Okay.
I think you would end up with a surreal movie that doesn't make any sense if you cut out all the horror.
Just like, do they have the morgue scene still?
You have to have that scene, right? Like, you would just have to cut out like the part where they look under the sheet at the guy to see how big he is.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but I've never watched the PG-13 version, even though it is on the DVDs that we have. And I think most people probably would know that version and not the version that we watched.
Yeah. That'd be so weird. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to do it.
All right. I hope you let me know. I don't want to taint myself because I love the Gore cut so much.
I think it's going to be weirder. So I kind of want to see it. Like, this is a movie. I don't know. This is a movie though. There's a scene in this film where Byron shows up and Denise Richards is hiding out with the T-Rex. And Byron goes, "Are you decent?" And it's like, what would she not like? I don't get that. Like, I love how fun, like this, I love this movie, man. It's so crazy.
He's very proper. He's a good guy.
I like when he tells that lady to get out of the way. Did they keep the chew my rope scene in the PG-13 version?
They might be able to get away with that one.
Why is Helga chewing the rope and not just untying it?
Because it's weird, and they're just trying to get as many jokes as possible into the movie so people don't think about it too hard. Or that's really what it was. It was like, okay, all right, this was a serious scene. Okay, make anything funny so if someone's entertained, move to the next scene.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of like an action movie. It's like the last Star Wars movie where it's just action wall to wall. But if you stop to think about any one point, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. I kind of liked. I like that movie when I don't think about it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a good. It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good cable movie.
I like movies when I don't think about them. It's true though, right? Like, but it also negates the podcaster.
Yeah, you're right. You know, man, you just gotta enjoy the movies, man. But we don't get too negative on films. I think the things we explore are just the random areas, the kind of behind the scenes. I don't like to get too negative on this.
Same, yeah.
But, I mean,
yeah, I think that.
How could you? You can't. Okay, if you watch this movie and hate it, what's your argument? It's a terrible movie. You just didn't get it. Like what? I don't like telling people you didn't get it because I think. Oh, go for it.
No, you can finish your thought. But I think I have an idea of what someone would say.
Oh no, I want to hear it. What is it?
If you're watching this film and you don't like it, I think there are a couple of different things. You would, one, say that plot doesn't really make sense because the plot is getting Michael's body back and they never get Michael's body back.
Yeah, it gets destroyed in like a few days by bugs.
Which is a great twist, by the way.
Oh, they just start yelling and saying, ew. Oh, man, it's brilliant.
It doesn't have anything, I'm going to say there. And that's not great technical language. But what I mean by that, it doesn't have a overall theme. I mean, the theme could be revenge is good, revenge is bad. There's love. Yeah, the themes aren't worked out very well. The acting is not very good, but it's good for a B movie.
Yeah.
So those are kind of things. I think it's someone who wants to see a movie and get something out of it. What you get out of this movie is just entertainment. And nothing's wrong with that personally. I think movies should be treated the way they represent themselves. So if a movie comes out and it's like, we're going to be an Oscar-winning movie, you treat it like an Oscar-winning movie. If a movie comes out and says, I'm just trying to entertain you, you look at it as just entertainment.
Is this movie pro-computers or anti-computers?
Oh my God. It has to be, it has to be, I don't know. It's such a hard question. I guess it is anti-computer.
But then doesn't a computer sort of save him at the end with the experiment?
Sort of. But he also goes on a killing spree, and they're trying to put him back into a normal body. They could put him into an animatronic human body.
Who are these investors, and what did they want with this animatronic-brained dinosaur? Is this an early version of Jurassic World, where they want to weaponize dinosaurs?
I hope so. I hope there's a government lab somewhere who's like, all right, if we put soldiers in the Velociraptor robots, we can take over the world.
Whoa.
This was at a time in the early to mid 90s where dinosaurs were everywhere. There was the Whoopi Goldberg T-Rex movie.
Land Before Time.
Oh my God. Mario Brothers. It was dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like there's so many dinosaurs everywhere.
Yep.
And they're not really around as much today.
No. Yeah, I mean, Jurassic Park did it, right? It's just...
You're not going to beat Jurassic Park.
No, absolutely not. Hey, so go for it.
I do have one thing before we jump.
Yeah.
What dinosaur would you want your brain put into?
It's got to be little, all right?
Okay.
So, I would probably what dinosaurs have maybe I could fly? That'd be pretty.
That would be pretty cool.
You know what? I'd probably be I'd be a pterodactyl.
That's good. That's a good one. I started thinking about this and I was like, a T-Rex is honestly a really good choice.
Yeah.
But I started looking up types of dinosaurs, and I found one that is relatively new that we probably wouldn't have known about when we were younger, and it's called the Spinosaurus.
Oh, yeah.
Or AKA the spine lizard.
Isn't that the thing that killed the T-Rex in Jurassic World 3?
I didn't see Jurassic World 3.
Oh, don't ever watch Jurassic World 3.
But I was like, if I'm going to put my mind into a dinosaur, I'm going to pick the biggest, scariest one, because the whole point of doing it is to be intimidating. So pick the Spinosaurus.
That's what kills the T-Rex in the third one.
Okay.
And it's the main antagonist. I would worry about someone shooting me if I was the bird, but like everyone knows that it's Mark flying, correct?
Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah.
Like, hey, there's Mark, don't shoot it. Like, hey, Mark the pterodactyl's at work today, checking in.
And then if there was one that I could just do and I wouldn't have to worry about intimidating people, I would be a Triceratops.
I would get a job with Uber Eats. Strap the bag onto my foot, right? And just fly there. I'd clean up.
You would make $1 million. Those tips would be through the roof.
Just a pterodactyl showing up at your front doorstep with some nachos. And also, Lost World taught us that, I mean, there's different types of pterodactyls in the scene, so don't knock me for there's different variations. But they can grab onto feet and hold on to people really well. So I could definitely have hold a phone. You know, I could work a remote.
Yeah, you probably have like a thing over your ears and a mouthpiece.
Yes. We can talk.
Yeah, sure.
Whoa. I would fly to, you know what, man? I would fly to games and concerts. I would sit on top of like amphitheaters and watch shows for free, even though people are like, man, Mark, that jerk, you know, like listen to the concert.
He doesn't support artists.
And now that there's sofas in movie theaters, there's plenty of room for me.
Yeah. We really got to the bottom of this.
I would make them hang like a fake tree in every theater and just go sit on it. I want this.
Well, we have to get a drawing of it.
Yeah.
Is there a listener out there that can help us out?
This is life-changing right here. I need this. So but I look like a pterodactyl, correct? I don't have like a Mark head.
Yeah, you look like a pterodactyl.
Oh, man. I think we did it. Thanks for this question, man. I love that.
You're welcome. I worked real hard on it. Was doing research. Looked up the 10 most famous dinosaurs.
And then I love it. Pterodactyl. I'm in. All right, here we go. Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, I got a surprise for you. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
All right. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And I know we have a draft later, David, but I want to do one really quick with you. I want to do a Paul Walker draft, but we can't use Fast and Furious movies.
Oh,
now,
but I think it's his best role.
No, I'm telling you, dude, look through his IMDb. He has some solid flicks. And I started to say no to you. That's wrong. It's an opinion matter, so there is no there. So
No, I get it.
I should say I disagree with you.
Can I pick?
I don't even disagree with you. I agree with you, but I'm just I was Paul Walker fan. So pick number 2, 1, and 2.
2.
All right, you go for it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to pick Varsity Blues.
Oh man, that's a good one. All right, I'm gonna do Joyride. You know, that's a highly rated horror film. Look it up on IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes. Really highly rated. All right.
Okay. This is a movie that I loved when it came out, but I haven't seen it in 15 years, so who knows if it's still good. The Skulls. I'm going to do Running Scared. Running Scared, I have not seen that one.
It's good. Vera Farmiga crushes it.
Okay. So this is, again, a movie that I think's ridiculous, and I remember laughing when I was younger watching it. Timeline.
Oh, I was going to do that.
I knew you were going to do that.
That one's weird because Donner directed it, and he kind of directed it in the same way that, you know, in Goonies when they're all talking over each other, they're kids. He did the same thing with adults, and it feels really weird.
Yeah, same with Uncut Gems. That's something I noticed in that film, and I really bugs me because I can't pay attention to what's happening.
Man, I'm gonna do Pleasantville because he's really good.
That's a great one. Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, man, I'm honestly out of Paul Walker movies. Though I can recommend, I had made a list because I knew you were going to ask me this. I knew you were going to come at me. I'm going to say an audible here while I look up him on IMDb. He was in the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones video, Wrong Thing, Right Then.
That's awesome. And dude, he's in Flags of Our Fathers. He's very good in that. He's in 8 Below.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's in 8 Below, the dog sled movie.
I do remember that barely. What's up with dog sled movies? There's always a dog sled movie like every 5 years.
He's in She's All That.
She is?
Yeah.
He is? Okay. Yep. All right. Do you want to let me pick?
It's your pick. Take whatever you want. I'm trying to help.
Yeah, you're doing great. Let's see here.
Takers.
I'm gonna do She's All That. You know, that is actually an excellent movie.
All right. So no one's going to know this movie